Hello YouTube and Stamperia friends, how are you? Antonis Tzanidakis here. I'm in my studio in Greece and I'm filming one more video for Craft Chronicles with Antonis Tzanidakis on Stamperia YouTube. Now, don't forget, of course, follow me on Instagram. It's gonna pop up now somewhere here on your screen. Now, what we're gonna do today, we're going to do another art journal. You know, my art journals are kind of different. They become a bit 3D, so you can see. The book will never be able to close. Anyway, so what we're going to do, let's see first of all what we have done. Don't forget craftershotspot.com if you want to support. Every Friday we throw one video. Then we have this beautiful and this one. So this one is with Voyage Fantastique collection and this one is with Songs of the Seas. This is a collaboration with me and Farrell from Australia. Now, if you want to watch these videos, just go back and you will find the videos to watch them. Now, this with my new collection, Fantasy World, the Sir Vagabond in Fantasy World. Then we have the beautiful Mocha, the coffee and chocolate collection from Christina Radovan. And then Fantasy World again with a little puzzle here. Very good, that was the last one. Now, what we're going to do, let's go work on the page behind. And let's say that we're gonna manage, because you can see that this page is not gonna stay down. But I believe that we can do a few things. Now, I'm gonna start with a stencil from the collection. I go directly with a stencil on my cardboard. I have an idea for today. Let's see if it's going to work. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the blending tool from Stamperia, right? Very nice. This is also Vicky Papaioannou collaboration. And I'm going to add my stencil. Now, it's very important to use a very juicy permanent ink, so you kind of get the image very nice and black. You can see how it looks. Now, when I go around the edges, you can just have less ink, always looks cool. And you can see how nice it looks. And then let's go and do the same from this side. But I'm gonna just do a different position, so it kind of like blends a little bit and looks different. The only thing is that you have to be very sure that you don't lose the position of the stencil. It's very important. Now, on that side of the art journal, it's going to be much harder to work today because of... Very nice. So, you can see that we get a very nice result, and of course, the paper absorbs all the ink. So it's very easy to do it and work with. Of course, I made a mess with my hands. Now, even though that's permanent, I'm going to dry a little bit. And then I'm going to use another stencil and I'm going to add the stencil over here, but this time I'm going to use my Glossy gel from Stamperia and my palette knife, and we're going to use the paste here, and we're going to cover that part of the project. Very nice. You can see how it looks. It's very cool. Now I'm gonna clean this stencil. And I'm going to dry the Glossy gel. When you dry, just keep some distance, don't go very close because you don't want to bake the Glossy gel. It's very simple, we dry and then we are back. And everything is drying, and you can see in your camera the reflection of the Glossy gel. Now we're not going to be able to see. Of course, it's 3D. We can see it, depends how you see it on the, under the light, but it's going to be more visible when we use some things on top. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use acrylic paint, powder blush. I'm going to add a little bit on my craft mat, and I want to take with my palette knife, and I'm going to add some color on top of my page, but you can see that you have to use the palette knife 100% flat and parallel, so you can get this beautiful texture, right? If you don't, you're not gonna get this nice result. You're gonna have like lines and stuff, so you have to understand that the palette knife has to stay 100% flat. And the same we're gonna do here with the stencil. Doesn't matter, you can see how beautiful everything becomes. Here and there, we don't need to put everywhere, just here and there. Work with your palette knife, create the nice texture. Now here is harder because very nice. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe off this paint. I think I want, yes, a little bit there. Now what we're gonna do, let me clean my palette knife and clean also a little bit here. Very nice. Now we're going to dry. Now, because the paint is not very thick, it's gonna dry very fast. And then you're gonna need a little piece of sponge, how you call it in perfect English. And then we have Cappuccino, another paint, acrylic from Stamperia, and we're going to put down there. Now the Cappuccino matches a lot, basically the color from the cardboard, like from the pages, but still will give us very nice result on some areas. After we dry, it's time to use Cappuccino, as I said before, with a sponge, and you take color, and you have to put the color down on your craft mat, and you go and add some more extra shadows around the edges. The sponge always gives a very nice texture. It kind of blends everything together right now. I'm not going to add anything in the middle of the project, just mostly around the edges or like here, on that area that the two pages connect. Just a little bit, doesn't need to be too much. Then you dry. Of course, this is going to dry very, very, very fast. And then we're going to use another color, Bianco Titanio, basically Titan white. And I put a little bit down there. And this time I'm going to use my brush. As always, my mother's towel, that probably she haven't seen any of my videos because she haven't sent anything. But if she sees that, she's gonna kill me, I know. But what we are going to do, I'm going to take a little bit from the white. I put too much, don't use too much. Me, I always put a lot. And then I'm going to drag my brush to get the beautiful texture. Now be careful, we don't want to have so much color on our brush. And you can see how nice the white can pick up the texture. It's very important when you paint with a sponge or when you use your palette knife to add color, you create a lot of texture and that makes everything so cool. And now what else I'm going to do? I'm going to add some water and I'm going to grab maybe a stencil brush and I'm going to add some splashes. Very nice. And then of course we'll have to dry and clean also my table because I just did a mess, of course. Then you have to dry very well, basically for the splashes, because I guess the dry brushing is already dry, because that's why they call it dry brushing. And I feel that we are ready. Let's see how the background looks so far. Very cool, guys. Now, what I'm going to do next, I'm not going to clean now. I'm going to use my spray, Aqua color spray from Stamperia, the leather, and I'm going to make everything a little bit more vintage. I like to say a lot, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So let's spray. Hopefully it's gonna work, because yeah, those things, they always clog a little bit. Let me change the nozzle. So what's the thing about this aqua color? Because dry is permanent, you have to be always sure that every time you use the spray, you clean the nozzle, because otherwise we'll always have this problem. It's not about the spray, it's just, you know, the nozzle is always like this. It's always going to be like this because just dry is permanent. This is the problem. No, this one, it works perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray all over, and I'm not going to dry. I'm going to go directly and start tapping with my baby wipe. And you can see that everything changed. Everything become more vintage, more nice looking for me. And everything blends. Now let me dry very well, let me clean, and we're back. I cleaned everything except the white, because maybe I'm going to use it later. And this is what we have so far. You can see our background is just stunning. Very beautiful. Now, what we're going to do. I already prepared some things off camera, but I'm going to show you, of course, what I have done. Now, first of all, we're going to use this beautiful stamp. Okay, some of the stamps are already out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my permanent ink on the stamps, and I'm going to stamp in some areas. So you can see, for example, I just go and stamp on that area and I get this beautiful result, and then I'm gonna get this little one, and I'm going to connect the two stamps together so it looks cool all together. You can see how beautiful. Now I'm putting here, but I know it's not going to be visible at the end. And I'm going to use also the stamp on that side. This is just something extra to give some extra texture on our journal. Just give something extra on our background. Like that. So I'm not going to use the stamp more because anyway we're going to cover a few things. Now, I'm sorry, let me clean my stamp. So the stamp set goes on the side, and now it's time for the papers. Now, from the main collection 8x8, you will find a few things inside. So this is the Sir Vagabond Fantasy World, the main collection 8x8, and you will find the page with the train, and you're going to fussy cut the Stranger Travels. The beautiful frame is on top of here, so we don't need this anymore. And then you're gonna find the page that has this beautiful flower, the sunflower, and has the Greek element. Now this one, it's very simple. You cut it with your hands, freehand, and has to match the size of the journal. Okay, now all these pieces, I'm going to use my blending tool again, and I have to go and distress the edges. Always, always, always distress the edges of the things you use, because everything looks more like realistic and more nice. And then I have the die cuts. Now one by one we're going to do it together so you can see also which pieces I'm using. So all the things, you can find them inside the die cut set, and you have to go and ink them. Me, I already decide which piece I'm going to use, but I do it now with you so you can see also which pieces I used on this composition. And of course I'm going to double layer the Greek goddess. I guess a goddess, right? Yes, she's a girl. Maybe she's Athena. And we have also the heart. Very cool. And of course the sunflower. And then we have the half circle. I have used the other circle, that was a whole thing. I cut in the middle. This is the second half. I have used the other half in another project. And we have also this small beauty and the key. I'm not sure about the last elements. If I'm going to use them, we will see at the end. What I can tell you for sure is that we have like an amazing, very cool background. Now, again, with my ink, I will just go around the edges. Just give a very nice vintage look. Just blends everything together. Very nice. Now, let's start gluing the things down by using craft glue. Why my craft glue is like this? I lost the cover. Let me show you my craft glue. Why my craft glues don't have the cover? This is the craft glue from Stamperia, just this one. I lost the cover, the label. Anyway, so what we're going to do, I'm going to start with the circle. I know the circle is gonna go somewhere there because the paper goes here. So my circle is going to be somewhere there. And I know on top of that goes, oh, I made a mess. Let me add a little bit more craft glue. Now the thing is that because this is very 3D, the background, that's why this doesn't stick very easy, but you can just move it like this and eventually it's gonna stick. And I know that dot goes there, that goes there, and the flower coming like this. You know what else you can use to be faster and easier? You can use also the glossy gel. So what I can do, I can take my glossy gel. Let's make everything much easier. So I'm gonna take this, put like a little globe, and then I'm going to add my flower there. If I want, I can add also a little bit craft glue there. So this one is going to stick down there, and always check with my paper exactly the position of my things. So that looks very cool. Now I know that I want this thing coming or coming underneath or here, I guess there. So again, with gel makes everything much easier. So I'm gonna just put my gel there. And of course, don't forget, every time you use gel, if the gel comes out, you just go and clean the leftovers. Very important. Yes, maybe the gel dries clear, but you don't want to have this extra texture there. So the paper goes there. I know this one is gonna come there. Let me put just some gel. Now for this piece, we don't need too much. I'm gonna just spread it around, and I'm gonna come here and just place it down. Normally, I would just make it like I will just put chipboard behind it, just to look more dimensional, but I'm afraid with what's going on with the journal, that is getting thicker and thicker, and at the end we're not going to be able to work. And I will be very happy if we fill up this journal together here on Craft Chronicles, because you know, maybe it's an art journal page, but we do so many different things and a lot of techniques, so you can learn from that and take it and just use it on your way in different products and stuff. So I think this one is gonna go there like this. Very nice. Again, don't forget, clean. Whatever you do, you always clean. So very nice. Check again with the paper. Looks cool. Maybe I put a little bit more inside. Very nice. And then we have the heart will go there. Now everything goes on top of the paper. So basically, I'm gonna stick down the paper. Now you could use also craft glue, but just I feel if I use the gel, it's gonna be so much easier. and of course always go and clean. Now you don't have so much time, you have to be very fast to find the position because this is gonna dry. And I just want a little bit gel like here, I just want to stick it there, like on that edge. And I just want also to stick it there. I don't want, like this I want to be free. So basically what I did, I just add gel only on the two corners of the paper, here and here. So basically that stays down, but here it's kind of free, you can see it. Looks very cool. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to double up the face because we can, why not? Let me find the position. Very nice. And then we have this beauty that will go on top of there. And then we have the heart goes on that side. Now again, always clean. Don't forget, clean the extra gel. Now I'm trying to figure out, like, if I want this one here or if I don't. What I know is that I like this little piece to go inside there. And then we have the key. The key I was thinking like to put it like on that side maybe, just to give some extra dimension on that side of the project. I wish we could go like really 3D on these things, but we cannot, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because this is like a different type of art, but still you can spend so much time enjoying yourself and making art journal pages. That's very cool. Now I'm just thinking about that, like, should that goes there or should not? I think needs to be there. I think needs to be there. So I'm gonna just place it, keep it down, clean the extra gel. Very nice. So I think that's it, guys. Let me clean everything and I'm back to see what we have done and look if everything's okay. And we are done. Another very beautiful art journal page. Very beautiful colors, background techniques, stencil stamps. I just love this collection, how everything goes nice together. Now, this is another project, Craft Chronicles with Antonis Tzanidakis, with my new collection. I know you enjoyed a lot. Thank you very much. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and it's gonna pop up now on your screen. And see you next time. Peace out, guys. Bye.